Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So Natasha Jonas is now a 3-belt champ, WBA, WBC, IBF. She's just taken the IBF title off Canada's MARIE EVE DECAIRE, who fought, I think, it was a unanimous decision for Natasha, yeah. Let me get this right, 190, which was too wide, 98, 92, and 97, 93, I think. I had it 97, 93. And yeah, the right decision. I really think so. The much bigger woman was MARIE EVE DECAIRE, huge compared to Natasha. The only defeat she had on her record was to Clarissa Shields, where she was whitewashed. That was in 2021, back in March 2021. Didn't win a round, but won one of the vacant belts in her previous fight. It's her only knockout. She beat a lady called Cynthia Lozano in 7 rounds, collected the IBF belt, but she's lost it to Natasha. And Natasha is, you know, she's I don't know whether she's a lightweight anymore, but no shape or form is she a super welterweight, because she was just dwarfed by MARIE EVE DECAIRE. DECAIRE is 36, but Natasha's 38. So both these women are not, you know, they're not young women, not in athletic terms anymore. And Natasha, because of her size, had to rely on speed, technique, footwork, because the heavier hands, the more physically imposing woman was going to be MARIE EVE DECAIRE. Now, initially, I thought that Natasha, first couple of rounds, I thought she had absolutely the right tactics, slipping and sliding, punching first, using her speed. But in the second round, towards, I think it's the second half, maybe second half, it's only 2-minute rounds, isn't it? So it would be the last minute of the second round. MARIE EVE DECAIRE was putting the pressure on, and she was trying to get close, even though she was getting clocked, and putting not just physical pressure, but mental pressure on Natasha. Because, of course, physical pressure, if you've got someone coming towards you constantly, you're going to have to constantly think, and that can drain you physically, mentally, as well as physically. So, Natasha did well to sort of hold it together, but there were occasions when DECAIRE got close and was landing heavy individual punches, and it did seem to have its effect on Natasha. Natasha didn't like it. Certainly in the 9th round, when DECAIRE was close up and letting her hands go. One of the rare occasions where she was able to throw, punches in bunches and really impose herself on Natasha. Natasha was on the ropes, didn't like it. I wouldn't say she was buzzed seriously, but there was just that feeling that the physically stronger woman was going to, maybe grind her down if she'd had more time. Now, of course, at this point, we've got to mention these 2-minute rounds, because if this had been a 12-3s, you can bet your bottom dollar that DECAIRE would have had a much, much better chance of winning. These 2-minute rounds, the 10-round fights, world title fights, instead of 12-round title fights, it favours the slicker, speedier person, the woman, because DECAIRE was getting close, and she was landing, like I say, individual punches that were making Natasha think, and certainly putting, again, mental pressure on as well as physical pressure. As the rounds tick by, and of course it's only 20 minutes of fighting in total, Natasha was slowing up. There were still little pockets of activity where she let her hands go and used the speed, but there's no doubt that the volume was less as the fight went on, which is understandable. She was that little bit slower, and DECAIRE, although she had a bloody nose, she did inflict a sort of welt underneath Natasha's right eye. And DECAIRE, you got the feeling that if it had been 12-3s, this would have been pretty much an even fight. Could Natasha have lasted 12-3s? There were a couple in the 9th round again, where DECAIRE was stalking her. Towards the end of that round, as the bell went after 2 minutes, Natasha was looking a little bit distressed, and you could almost see the frustration in DECAIRE. She just didn't have enough time to get her work done. But the fact of the matter is, whether you agree with it or not, it's 10 2-minute rounds, not 12-3s, not 10-3s. And Natasha, yeah, she clearly won this fight for me. And now she's a 3-belt world holder. They're talking of putting her in with Terri Harper, who's got the other belt, WBA belt. and I think also I was the IBO for what that's worth. So a rematch, of course, because there was a draw between the two of them back down at what was it, super feather? Hard to believe, isn't it? They're at super welter now, and they were both super featherweights. But yeah, that was back in 2020. That was during that lockdown thing, wasn't it, in Eddie Hearn's garden, if I remember rightly. But a rematch seems to me to be a natural, absolute natural. So well done to Natasha. MARIE EVE DECAIRE. I always think that when these fighters come all the way to Britain to put their belts on the line, you've got to respect them. But yeah, good fight, decent fight, gruelling fight, rather than, you know, explosive, rather than entertaining. It was one of those fights where, again, I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but if there had been more of it, it would have been a much better fight to watch. Those damn 2-minute rounds, I hate them, I absolutely hate them. I used to think, yeah, I prefer 3-minute rounds, but I was basing that opinion more on female fighters I'd spoken to who'd said to me, no, I want 3-minute rounds. Now, I just, as a fan, as someone watching women's boxing who likes women's boxing, I just think, I'm sick to death of these 2-minute rounds. It's too unfair. It's difficult to score because you're talking about 2 minutes, so you can't say, well, I'll give the first minute to so-and-so, okay, so-and-so won the second minute, so the third minute is the decider. You can't do that. You've got to say, okay, so-and-so won the first minute, the other girl won the second minute, who am I giving it to? And then it becomes more difficult to score, at least in my opinion. And I just think it's slightly unfair on fighters like, you know, Natasha, like MARIE EVE DECAIRE. Savannah Marshall is another one. She would probably benefit with more time to get her work done. These pressure fighters who maybe aren't the slickest but have skills nevertheless and need more time to pin the opponent down. But anyway, I suppose that's a video for another time. I'm digressing. But so well done to Natasha Jonas, Liverpool lass, 3 belts, looking for undisputed against Terri Harper. MARIE EVE DECAIRE, 36 years old. She might have another run at a title. You never know. Once it's undisputed, maybe some of the belts will go up in the air. Maybe MARIE can move up to middleweight. I don't know. Anyway, leave your comments below. What do you think? Did you see the fight? What do you think of it? Let me know. Leave your comments below. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you didn't like it. Subscribe to the channel if you could. Hit the subscribe button. That'll be a big help. We'll speak again soon. Bye-bye for now.